Day one. Oh, here we are again. I can't say hello, Gooners, because it's not a particularly goonery podcast. In fact, it's called Preview Plus.
I shouldn't be here, right?
Oh yeah, because I was going to shout "Man on," and at the moment when I shout "Man on,"
you mean like that? You mean like that?
A person arrives. I was going to say a man. You know, you are. Should we
do it again? It's quite fun.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Well, I could say away, and then we just stop there.
It's very silly.
But I have to tell you, away, that is a new goodbye. That is the new goodbye in football speak.
Away.
Oh, yeah. Away! Because only tough people can say it like I do.
Joe, get to the point. Why are we here?
We're here to do a little preview of J1. I've got all my results down. I mean, they're set in stone. They're set in stone.
We're doing predictions.
Yeah, we're doing predictions. I did tell you about it.
Sorry, I'm not quite prepared yet, sorry.
So yeah, we're going to be doing predictions. So anyone, all those enthusiasts of J1, all those people that want to know the results before they actually happen, they'll get this inside knowledge because you are from the inside, right?
I am. J.Soccer Magazine, J.Soccer Magazine, Japanese football from the inside.
Yeah, so you always...
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay. So, you do everything on the inside track, do you? Okay, I won't ask you anymore. But there was one question. We were talking about widescreen, and it's completely irrelevant. I just want to throw it in anyway. It's called the Diet, right? The government, Japanese government.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's called the Diet.
So they don't have to be slim, do they?
No, they don't have to be slim at all.
Some of the characters I've seen on TV, but that's another story. Right, okay. Age concern.
Digress.
We're going to be talking about age concern later.
Age concern.
And that might relate to agent concern.
Agent's concern.
And we're also going to be talking about the Midas curse.
The Midas curse, yeah.
Slightly like the Midas touch. No, we're not going to sing. No singing around here.
No singing because we'll get cut off.
Yeah, so the Midas curse. Everything he touches turns to bad.
Yes,
oh baby.
Right.
Oh no, I'm nearly singing.
It looks like we're getting into the Midas curse now. Shall we? Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yoichi Maeda of Jubilo Iwata and the Japan national team was born in Kobe. Did you know that?
Oh really? You know when you say Jubilo, I should do like because it's like jubilant. Continue.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yes, so Maeda was actually born in Japan and raised a little bit in America.
It was raised there.
Interesting, isn't it? But anyway, that's not going to. Anyway, so what happens is, according to my little article here, is that the team that Yoichi Maeda scores against, his first goal each season, that team gets relegated.
Oh, really?
And you see, Joe doesn't know this. I told him I'm going to talk about the Midas curse, but he doesn't know what it's about.
Right.
So
Scooby-Doo this.
So last year, so last year, Ryoichi Maeda scored against Gamba Osaka. His first goal, and in fact it was a bit of a dive in the penalty area. But anyway, let's not go into that. And so everybody said, Maeda curse, that's not going to happen, is it? And Gamba Osaka got relegated too. So I mean, I think I've got a list somewhere of all the things that he's done in the last few years. So according to my iPad, which is loading right now.
And so who will we next curse? This is what
Ian
everyone wants to know.
Well, his first victims, as I said, in 2007, Maeda scored his first goal in J1 against Bonforet Kofu.
Oh.
And
Bonforet. Oh, we were going to discuss that as well, but
later.
Okay.
So Kofu got relegated. 2008, he scored his first J1 goal against Tokyo Verdy. And they're still there. And then in 2009, guess who? Jeff United, Chiba Ichihara, or whatever they call themselves these days.
Yeah.
They went. I like this sound effects thing. We should have a little button that goes into the basement. And so the pattern continued in 2011. Kyoto Osanga, boom. Maeda goal, J2, and 2012. So this year we've been waiting.
And when you kick that ball, that imaginary ball, just funny old shoes. But
so 2013,
we're my shoes. Who's got the best shoes? Right, let's have a vote on it.
I don't want to. I don't want to advertise.
Oh
because,
right, there's advertising going on.
You know, Adidas. If Adidas want to pay me and sponsor me, they can. But because I've got about 100 pairs of Adidas at home, so don't. Right. Okay, so anyway, I digress. So 2013, we're still waiting for Maeda's first goal, and he hasn't scored yet. And today, Maeda is playing against Well, you've got your predictions there. Who are Jubilo Iwata playing against today?
Jubilo Iwata will play. Wait, I should get out an envelope at this point, but it's already.
And the Maida goes
you know what? I can't find it. Urawa Reds.
Exactly.
And you know what? There's a fan out there of Urawa.
Yeah, Urawa Reds. And hello, Portugal. We have a viewer over there.
Is that how they salute in
Hello, Portugal.
Like
I'm not sure.
It's like Benny Hill. That's a Benny Hill salute.
Well, let's don't talk about Paolo Di Canio now, shall we?
Yeah, let's
so, Maida, if he scores against Urawa Reds today, the chances are that the Maida curse will not happen, or will it? Urawa Reds fans, are you worried?
Yeah. I don't think you are.
I'm not too worried.
Yeah, I thought you might not be.
I think Urawa Reds, actually I think Urawa Reds...
You think they're overpaid, they're over here, which most teams are in the J.League.
Yes.
And over something else.
Reds
oversubscribed.
Reds. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Where were we?
We were talking about the curse.
So the Maida curse.
And we were talking about Bon
Foyer.
But I'm not sure I agree with what you're saying. You say that's French. It could be. What does it mean then? I haven't checked it. So
I tell you what,
could be right,
let's do a completely separate vlog on where the J.League teams get their names from, shall we?
And there's a lot of Italian going on.
There's a lot of Italian.
Sanfrecce.
Sanfrecce is
Italian for what?
3 arrows.
3 arrows.
And in the Sanfrecce Hiroshima area is a story, a fable, a fairy tale that came back from a man who had 3 sons. And each of his sons would go their little separate ways. And he, basically, the key point is that if you take an arrow, it's easy to break it. If you put 3 arrows together, it's much harder to break it, right? And his sons stayed together and won something or other, you know? So that's the story about the 3 arrows. Basically, be a team, you don't break.
So San being Japanese for 3, and then Frecce is Italian for...
Isn't it? That is good.
Yeah, I'm getting good with my Japanese.
Hence the celebrations of arrows now. Of course, Tadanari Lee also scored for Southampton and he did that. And now he's playing for FC Tokyo and he's doing that. So he's sort of taken a bit of the Sanfrecce fable with him on his travels.
That's a little bit naughty, don't you think? Can you imagine doing that if you were sort of, say, an Arsenal player and you know, say for instance the Arsenal, not saying it would be this, but say it was a gun, you know, for gunners. And he went and that was your celebration
and then he,
being a gunner. And then he went to Manchester United or Spurs, even worse.
Yeah.
And then, you know, their celebration would be, you know, doing
so it is a bit interesting that he's taken that with him.
I'm glad you cut me off at that point, because I was going to say I was going to say doing the droppings on football. No, but that would be the celebration. I don't think we fully realise what I've just said.
No.
You know that silly bird they've got. Yes. It will be doing the dropping on football. Sorry, Spurs fans. I don't really dislike you.
We're talking about Japanese football.
Yeah, we're talking about J.League, right? So I did get. So what about why so many Italian names? It seems like.
Didn't I just say we were going to do a completely separate program?
Oh, that's going to be so. All right, calm down.
Preview program.
All right, age concern then.
All of our viewers
I'm obviously.
Age concern.
Yeah, there's obviously issues going on.
Well, everybody reckons that Yokohama F. Marinos are a bunch of pensioners, and let's face it.
If you read the certain newspaper that I read this week,
Nakamura Shunsuke is getting on a bit, but he's still, putting it,
Yeah, I'm just checking my notes.
34 years old. 39-year-old Dutra at left back.
Yeah, Dutra.
It was a bit of a laugh when he did come back, but he's doing the job.
And you don't win anything with kids, and
you don't win anything with kids. And Marquinhos is 38 now.
37,
He's 37, but maybe 38.
Maybe pushing 38.
I'm not sure when his birthday is. But
Fujita sounds like. What is that? There's a lot of Fujita.
Yes.
There's a lot of them about. Why so many Fujita? Well, it's because it's a common name.
It's like Smith or Jones, man.
Fujita.
What's he talking about?
I'm getting very confused about these things. But he made his debut the other day.
He did
twice.
He scored a couple of goals in the stead of Marquinhos, which surprised Omiya Adija fans because I don't think he ever scored for them.
Oh, okay.
But let's not go into that.
Yeah.
It's good that a young lad came up and scored, and this is my problem that Marinos with Dutra and Marquinhos, for example. Okay, Marquinhos is scoring goals, but he scored them all in one game so far, didn't he? Then he got sent off from Vanderbilt. I digress.
5 goals. He got 5 goals in one game.
Well, no, he scored 3 in one game,
and then 2.
I think that, but I think anybody that knows me knows I'm broken record here. But you don't need old foreign players. When you can play young Japanese players and plan for the future. And then when you play young Japanese players, where do you end up? With kids.
You end up going down.
But it's true, I mean...
I had a cursory look at the league, as I told you earlier, and the teams with the youngest sort of average age, they're pretty much near the bottom.
Well, yep, Shimizu Esports are struggling at the moment, and they have a lot of young kids.
Yeah.
They don't really have a leader,
Yeah.
which is the problem. Calvin Jongapin, the Dutch centre-back, should be leading, but he's struggling a bit off the field as well as on the field right now. But I can't say any more.
Yeah,
Calvin is the leader that they need. He needs to step up and take the boys by the pants or something like that. Not in the Jimmy Savile kind of way, of course. And definitely, if Esports get themselves a leader on the field.
The things you think about in your spare time, and then it's all coming out on screen. So tell me about, what about the other older aging teams like Nagoya? Well, yeah. Nagoya, they've got quite a number of over 30s. Now, another cursory look, because I've done a lot of cursory looks this week. So we've got Narazaki,
but he's a keeper. They can go over like 55.
Well, there's two keepers over 30.
Yeah.
Tanaka, 31. Masukawa, 33. I'm not going to go through the whole list,
well,
but you know,
must be about.
Even Kennedy's 30.
Tulio's like 55 now, isn't it? He looks like it anyway. Yeah.
Don't you start knocking Tulio. Tulio's far better player than you ever realised.
Well, I think Tulio should be back in the national team at centre forward. Please discuss.
Yeah, that's not a bad discussion point. Actually. He's got a lot of talent.
He's got a lot of talent, but he keeps it hidden quite often. No, I'm just kidding. Tulio gives 100% in every game, and just like when I play, so I know where he's coming from. And when he gets a bit angry and upset with his teammates or the opposition or the referee, I know exactly where he's coming from too, as Joe knows because he's played with me.
Yeah.
You can excuse this, but not in the Jimmy Savile way, of course. I mean on the football field.
Can we sort of leave off the Jimmy Savile references, because I don't want to put them up as tags. Sorry about that. But what about Jubilo? Jubilo's got an ancient team, an ancient regime, seeing as we were talking Montforêt.
Ancient regime.
Ancient regime.
I thought this was a preview show. Are we going to talk about...
Oh yeah, I keep going back to... I'm just not having it, am I? I'm just not having it. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, we'll come back to that. And
we're here in the magazine offices of J Soccer Magazine, by the way. If you
all right, so I don't know how long we've been going with this.
I'll tell you what, if there's actually anybody even bothers watching this and you'd like a copy of J Soccer Magazine on PDF, get to www.jsoccer.com, look for the magazine section, click on there, there's a pay what you like PDF. You can pay as little as...
Minus, I want to pay minus.
Oh, minus.
That would, I was going to say a rude word.
What about that?
Yeah, so please.
So yeah, but I'll tell you what, there's a special offer just gone up there, which you get all 7 issues, sent around the world, 7 magazines, like a whole big heavy package like this. I just happened to have them next to me. Here's one I made earlier, and Blue Peter reference.
Yeah, I was thinking. But you want a red shirt?
Yeah, basically get on there or mail me. Just send me an email, alan@jsoccer.com, alan@jsoccer.com. Tell me you saw this vlog. And we'll do you some kind of deal. You know, you can have all 7 sent for you. Just pay the email.
So did you ever sell second-hand cars?
Oh yeah,
you should.
He's one.
Right. So you want to get on with the previews,
Do you like my shirt, by the way? I mean, look, I've got the current Japan national team.
Are you sure you've got nothing else to advertise?
England, and then the old.
What about that empty bottle down there? That you was going to advertise that at some point.
CC Lemon.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going, eh? CC Lemon. If you'd like to get in there and advertise, please do.
Okay. Enough advertising. Let's get down to the basics.
Look, this was a preview show.
Yeah.
Hi, guy.
Preview plus. We've done the plus. Let's do the previews.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you sure we didn't miss something else? Age concern to agent concern. You were going to throw that in. Because I did say we were going to mention those other things.
Well, I'll tell you what. We go into the previews in a moment, and before the season started, I figured that Urawa Reds, Yokohama Marinos, and Cerezo Osaka were the teams to watch, and they're the top 3 at the moment, as far as I know. So I'm really happy about that.
Well, we'll see how you do in the preview.
I reckon that Yokohama Marinos will struggle a bit with injuries, especially the older guys will get a bit.
Ancient regime.
And then, do they have the depth to continue? Urawa Reds, as our man in Portugal did ask us, do they have the depth to make it? I mean, at the moment they're just dying in the ACL. Yeah. I mean, in the ACL, they should have been 4-0 up at half time in the ACL on Wednesday, and they lost 3-1. So,
but league form and cup form is so different, right?
Well,
in the J-League.
To be honest, Sanfrecce Hiroshima, who were just basically seem to be not bothering with the ACL. But Urawa Reds do seem to be bothering, especially in that first half, and they really were bothering, and then they still lost 3-1. So what's the problem? I think the main problem with Urawa Reds is the fact that they don't have a recognised centre-forward goal scorer. And they signed Shinzo Kuroki from Nakashima Antlers, and I don't think he's the answer. I mean, he's good. He's probably he's another one of those players that he should play next to the big centre forward. Haraguchi Genki, he scored a goal on he scored the goal on Wednesday, and then I don't know. I mean, they're just something missing. And if I knew, I'd be coach of Urawa Reds, of course.
I'll tell you what. Just focusing on the names alone, it sounds like when you've got a Genki in the team.
Yeah, Genki.
He's saying, you know, they're in rude health.
And they've also got a Shinzo, and I think that means a heart attack.
But they've also got a karaoke machine. He could be a goal machine. It's not karaoke, but it sounds close enough.
I thought we were doing previews.
Right, okay, look, don't just change the subject when you feel like it. It's not fair.
I've actually got an iPad.
You know, I've got this pencil to point at you. Ooh. Touch tight. Sorry, I had to do that. I did warn you. Yeah. Right, with the pencil.
So you asked me.
So right, I'm going to write down your predictions against mine, and we'll see where where we vary. Vigalta against Albirex.
Let me.
Like batteries to me.
Well, I think this year, apart from the 3 promoted teams, Albirex will be the team that will be struggling at the bottom. In fact, they already are struggling at the bottom.
I didn't ask for the Gettysburg Address. I just want you to.
And Vigalta Sendai, they will struggle to get second place this year. They might even struggle to get top 6. But I digress. Vigalta Sendai will beat Albirex Niigata.
Well, we agree, unfortunately. So that's home win for both of us.
Home win.
Tokyo against Omiya.
FC Tokyo against Omiya. Did you know that Omiya Ardija are unbeaten since last August?
Goes that far back?
In J1, they are unbeaten. They've had a few draws in there, but they are